run here with Raheem Mostert. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They moved the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
Hey, 626.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Mostert. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs.
4th and short in this part of the field. You just noticed special teams coordinators rallying the team saying, watch the fake, but Brandon, don't they usually say that on every punting situation?
Oh, yeah, they can be up 40 in the 4th quarter. That's their job. They scream that every time.
And this time, though, his team locked in, and they were well aware that it truly was a situation that they could fake it. And they were ready for it and stopped it.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint. 11 MT. 11 MT. 11, 11, 11.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Here we go.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
11, 11.
He'll drop to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
11 Thomas. 11 Mighty. 11 Mighty.
They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Bengals at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because, let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Second down and goal. Burrow. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
Third and goal. Burrow. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Bengals have recovered it. So a mistake there the first time that they touched the football. And now CD on the other side. What an opportunity.
A great opportunity because remember, they went right down the field on the opening drive and got 3. And I think they're probably a little disappointed in just getting the 3 on the board. But here they have another opportunity to try and go up 10-0.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And he's got it. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. He's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
11 mighty.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The point after through the raindrops, something good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On play action, it's Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
11 Thomas. 11 Mighty. 11 Mighty.
From the 45 on second down. Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On third down, Mixon. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 12.
They'll try and run with Mixon. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Denied on fourth down is Joe Mixon. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And he gets it down to the 32. 41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
11 MP.
First down. Here's Burrow. Jalen Phillips able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. Burrow from his own end zone. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
11.
Burrow, 3rd and long from his end zone. He's got Smith here, and he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10.
11. They gotta go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
26.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Over. 26.
Throwing now is Rodgers. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
11-90.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Burrow will throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
When
mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick six.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tagged as one of the best in the league the prior season.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From his end zone, Wilson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Burrow. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
11. 11.
Burrow looking to pass. This is caught. It's Boyd. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now 17-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And going deep for Hill. That's caught at the 25. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he'll be out of bounds. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now it's Rodgers. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will make this a 4-point game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From his end zone, Wilson. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
11 MT, paint. 11 MT, 11 MT.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From his end zone, Wilson. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Well, that return had all the trappings of really good scouting. You could tell that they thought they saw something on tape that they could take advantage of, and they dialed it up at just the right time to give them a great return.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
11 mighty, 11 mighty.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
11.
In motion right is Smith. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Smith will come in motion right. On 3rd down, Burrow.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the 2nd half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily...
Taking it right down Broadway. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more... And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by Rodney McLeod.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Now on 2nd and 13. Burrow. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
Now Anderson on the jet sweep. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big-time run there by Anderson. 43 yards on the ground.
Well, for a play that didn't look like much at the snap, that jet sweep turned into a big play in a hurry.
And how about how they ran the play? Because they obviously caught the defense out of position and not expecting that one, and that turned into a nice chunk of yardage. But how about the execution on the handoff? Most of the times we see on the jet sweep, they punch it forward so that if it falls to the ground, it's just an incomplete pass. Here, you got to execute it well, otherwise it's a fumble.
Hey, you block over here.
On play action, now Rodgers.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami.
Jalen Waddle, his third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year.
And the Dolphins have taken the lead here this third quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will make this a 4-point game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
93 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
12.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's got room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Here we go.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Give the tackle there to Keon Crossan.
Here we go.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Second and 8 coming up.
11 Thomas.
They'll go option to the short side. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5.
12.
Here's Burrow. Steps away. And that is incomplete.
Understanding he's just down 1 possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
Here we go. Here we go. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. In motion left goes a tight end.
Second down. Here's Mostert again.
And he works free. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Raheem Mostert.
63 yards.
And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Burrow on third down. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by Xavier Howard. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
How about this starting field position? First and goal from 2 yards out. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Dolphins have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
Well, trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback rolling left and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
There's a reason the number 4 was flashing through my mind when he let that one go. 3 touchdowns already in his back pocket. The deep ball's been a great weapon for him in this one. Unfortunately, empty on that attempt.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
This is fielded at the 7. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Jalen Phillips make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. And this is caught at the 20. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Here we go.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter.
11 MT, 11 MT. Stop.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Your best friend hanging out the arm though. Got game like I'm dropping me a console. No, I don't swim, but I give a now flex. While you there looking depressed, feel the get up in your chest while I soak up my success, getting tokens for your stress. I'll be making all the checks anytime you see me step on a stage, acting real soft like my skin coming beige. Gonna step out and with him, girl, you fake. Try to get it out, what you handsome, you ain't dance on. Tell your boyfriend go and put your pants on. Down, the best friend. She went and did the same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold. Feel it in your bones. You ain't gonna feel it till I'm gone. Caught up in your feelings, now you froze. And everything around you getting cold. The chillers in my bones. Caught up in my feelings, now I'm froze. I don't really feel it till you gone. And everything around me getting I'm gonzo, headed where the homie live, cause it's on though. I was chasing 3 women like I'm Mojo Jojo, so my girl got mad and she my bro. Monica, you're wrong though, that's against our bro code. Headed to his home though, know we living solo. Vertebrae, got this broken to his place. It's in his space, yeah. From then I say it's evidence you entertain my loyalty to infiltrate. The only woman that I claim to risk your life to get some strange. How my anger is a pain, you didn't know that I'm a saint. Now we're